A rich Florida man's brand new $1 million supercar has just been washed away by Hurricane Ian. So, a Florida man revealed that his newly purchased $1 million McLaren P1 supercar was swept away during Hurricane Ian with only 300 miles on the waterlogged odometer. The luxury car enthusiast by the name of Ernie posted a series of images on his Instagram account which shows the bright yellow vehicle being swept up in his flooded Naples neighborhood. Car went through the garage, he wrote in the caption. In an earlier post, he shared a photo of the plug-in hybrid car with its winged doors open and items stored in the tiny cargo space under the hood. My hurricane supply car, Ernie wrote. Definitely love driving it in race mode, he wrote in a post showing the sleek vehicle parked in front of a luxury home. And in yet another post, he showed off his McLaren parked next to a white Rolls Royce inside the garage. Now, the interesting thing is, right? He probably has really good insurance on that car and on his house and all that kind of stuff. So, he's probably not really going to be financially affected by this in really any way. It's just the interesting thing about the McLaren P1 is that it's a very, very rare car. And now that another one's basically been removed from the marketplace, from existence, in a sense, existing McLaren P1s are probably going to eventually rise in price by a little bit. Interesting. So more than 3,800 people commented on the image of the submerged car. I'm so sorry. That's heartbreaking. One user wrote, "Stay safe. Cars are replaceable." Another said in sympathy, "Insurance job." A third equipped. And the thing is, I mean, honestly, that's a really nice looking car, right? I think, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I recently did a video about basically Kim Kardashian with her $175 million private jet or whatever, right? I would rather spend money on like this type of car, like a McLaren P1, and have fun with it and not really care about anything than having to do a private jet and then be constantly worried about people getting it dirty. So others used to turn to mocking the car owner for the post of his numerous destroyed luxury cars. Many pointed toward a post Ernie had published on Instagram Tuesday which showed the McLaren P1 full of groceries for the storm. My hurricane supply car, he wrote. This did not age well, one commenter joked. It's the hurricane's car now, another added. And one user muckling asked Ernie, how's that working out? While another labeled the picture one of the top 10 pics taken moments before disaster. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty nice title, right? And again, like, it's sad to see like a really cool car just get destroyed. Ooh, Lord. So Ernie shared images of his Lamborghini, which was flipped upside down after the storm. That definitely doesn't look like a Lamborghini. Unless that's like an SUV, but I don't know. So Ernie also shared an image. Okay, I guess it is a Lamborghini. So Ernie also shared an image of his blue Lamborghini flipped completely upside down near his McLaren. Weeds were wrapped around the wheels of the Lamborghini, in which prices begin at $200,000. All of his contents, such as fast food containers, had spilled into the inner roof of the car. His caption in the post showing his tipped car was simply, wow. Ernie also posted videos to his Instagram story showing his devastated upscale neighborhood as well as his flooded vehicles. And on his website, McLaren describes the P1 as a stunning piece of automotive design, but you won't find any needless ornaments or frivolous styling features on it. Every surface has been designed to work, every part given the same aerodynamic consideration as if it was part of an aircraft or a Formula One car. And the twin turbo V8 engine produces a top speed of 217 miles per hour on dry land. So let's see some of the comments. Like, and again, to me, just seeing like a really cool car just sucks to see. Like, get like seeing a really cool car that's rare get destroyed. Let's see. So he left this car and presumably drove some other pricey car to safety. But note the fact that he left the $1 million EV, not willing to trust his precious hide to the vagaries of electric charge. When survival is at stake, one wants a great honking bird of a car running on a reliable and very high energy density liquid fuel, not a battery that weighs 1,000 pounds and might catch fire at a bad time. Sorry, I'll save my sympathy for the working stiff who lost his only 10-year-old car he needed to get back and forth to work. No heartbreak for rich elites. The thing is, no one should really have any really like heartbreak for him because someone in that position would have extremely good insurance that would cover everything. Someone in that position probably has some sort of umbrella policy that would probably protect him in this scenario. Let's see. I live in Houston and we get our share of hurricanes. During Harvey, we got 54 inches of rain in 4 days, and I kid us with 110-mile winds that uprooted oak trees and knocked over 50-foot tall pines. We buy hurricane insurance so that our financial risk is lower, but the cost of replacing outdoor furniture, fences, sometimes pool equipment, and other destruction falls on us. I don't expect my fellow Americans who live in areas that face other kinds of natural disasters to pay my bills or solve my problems right now. All Americans have all we can say grace over. Biden just makes these promises to buy votes. Shame on him. Wait, so I guess Biden in his speech pledged 75,000 to each and every person who lost property? Well, that's a bit absurd. You would think that the guy would be smart enough to move the car out of the extreme danger zone. You can move $1 million car, you can't move $1 million house. I guess he must have inherited the money he bought it with. He apparently didn't inherit brains. Rich enough to buy the car, but not smart enough to move it to a safer environment. Not like he didn't know flooding was likely. His life wasn't lost. Be grateful. Those flood cars would be for sale in New York City lots in a month. Yeah. Sorry, but hard to feel bad for someone that can plunk down $1 million on a big boy toy. There are people that lost their lives, homes, and all of their possessions. Those are the things that really matter. Now, also, the interesting thing about this, right? Because the majority of supercar owners don't actually buy their cars outright. Meaning, he probably had a loan or some sort of financing deal for that specific car, which means that the insurance that will most likely pay out to him will probably end up paying out whatever he had left on the car's note and then some, basically, meaning that he'll probably end up turning like a profit from owning the car. Let's see. All the people who owed money on their high dollar cars and private planes purposely left them for the hurricane. too much advance notice to not move them to a safe location and easy out. I agree, right? So insurance for these types of things usually has some sort of reasonable care, due diligence, etc. type clauses, i.e., you can't park your car in South Chicago, leave it there until it is stolen or vandalized, then make an insurance claim without a lot of tough questions, which usually can't be satisfactorily answered. But I think if you have an umbrella policy in terms of insurance, it might be a little bit more lax, possibly. I'm guessing that's why you left it where it could be flooded, some kind of fraud. If only there was a way to predict hurricanes. Now, who would pay $1 million for a car that can't even float? Really? You made zero plans to move or protect it. Yeah, see, I got a feeling that it is kind of like some sort of like insurance scheme, honestly. That's my perspective. If you can afford a McLaren, insurance is easy. The storm is heading out over the warm waters of the Atlantic and should strengthen to a Cat 1, but when entering Georgia, it will quickly turn Cat 4 upon encountering Stacey Abrams' hot air. It seems to me for $1 million, your car should have been able to drive itself out of danger. Oh well. Let's see. Anything else? Came here for the comments, not disappointed. I didn't realize how many people suffer from jealousy. You can call him an idiot for not protecting it, however, the hate people have against him for affording this car is horrible. Now, this person says, I don't hate him at all, however, it is a valid question. Why, since you've known for days about this hurricane, wouldn't you leave a $1 million piece of portable machinery on higher ground? I mean, it's his car. He can do what he wants, but if I were the insurance company, I'd be asking the question. Hurricanes don't happen out of nowhere. Being rich doesn't equal being smart. I agree. And a perfect example of this is the individual called the Dogecoin Millionaire, where he actually, at one point, I believe, had about 3 million ish dollars in his brokerage account, all in Dogecoin. And he did not sell, so he lost all that money. Yeah. Sadly, unless he has a very specific policy, more on the homeowner side than the auto side, strangely enough, insurance companies classify hurricanes as acts of God and they are not covered. The only thing is, I feel like if he has an umbrella policy, then depending on that umbrella policy, he might be able to have it. Because the thing is, if he's making like a good amount of money to basically have a lot of very high priced cars, he probably has some sort of very good insurance that would potentially cover basically anything. Yeah, a lot of people kind of think that this might be like an insurance scam. A lot of people think this is kind of like stupid that he did this. Some people are thinking like this guy had so much knowledge beforehand so that he purposely probably did this, something like that. So, I don't know. Feel free to give your thoughts about this. Either way, make sure that your finances and insurance, make sure that your finances are safe by making sure that your insurance covers everything that you want it to cover. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go to 40unbox.com.